top and the right side with a giant window in the middle and a window seat, and that will look out towards the ocean. That'll face south, and it'll face the outside part of our patio, which will be open living space. So we will not enclose the front porch. We will probably put a little bit concrete bottom, and we will probably have bars, but we will not enclose it all with windows. We're still working with the architect on what he recommended, but his idea was keep the beachfront open, protect everything else with windows, concrete to stop things. I think they'd recommend the concrete at the bottom so that all the sand doesn't blow in. But he said, leave the fresh air coming off the beachfront at the top. So we could do that either way, either leaving the ventilator cinder block like this, or putting awning windows like we're going to do on the others. We're not certain if our arches will look like this or if they'll be straight. We like this, and there's a video of how this was constructed. It's an amazing design. So enough about the house for now. That just gives you some ideas. Here shows how the construction of the roofs are. The separate roof on the end is what for us would not cover our kitchen. Our kitchen will be part of the main house. So the main house will have one tent-shaped roof over it, like that. And for us, that will include our kitchen, our indoor and outdoor kitchen. Our carport and bodega will have an extra roof like this, and our front porch will have an extra lower roof like that. So that's how the roofing system works, with big plantation fan in the middle to increase ventilation for everything. Insulation in the ceilings. People use drop ceilings with insulated tiles. So going back to lot 5, this is the access road coming in. We just came up from around the corner, and there's about where our car entry will be is right there. If you got lot 5, it'll be up to you to decide, but this would be your lot and your view. And it would have the beautiful mangoes to the right, a beautiful coconut palm shared with us, which Lord knows we'll have plenty to share, and the beautiful palm that just needs some care up front, unless it's deemed to be unsafe, in which case you'd get a permit to have it removed. I think it's safe. I think it just needs tender loving care. I would hope that you would try to save it. Again, negotiating points for lot 5 are the 2 giant stumps that need removing. A couple small ones in the back, but they probably won't give much on those because they're not much of a deterrent. I'm going to continue on. Lot 6 is the community area for Corazon de Oro. When I say community park, it's not really public, although nobody's ever going to tell public members that they can't live here because this was their ancestral land forever. So 6 has a small lot behind it, so there would be at some point a small house behind it. A half lot, I call those. Here's the community access, so at some point there'd be a sign that says Entrada de la Playa Pública aquí, public beach access here. Walking access only, and they would not really be walking from this way because that's private. So the only people who'd walk in here are like people who live up there. There's another public access at the end, I'll tell you that soon. After the lot 6, with the small lot behind it, I can't remember the number, and this community access path that almost nobody uses, is lot 7. And lot 7 is a pretty good contender also. Forget about that it looks so narrow. These are just, the basura trees are really overgrown. The lot really starts here. So if you look, it's a very wide lot. I think it might even be a little bit wider than the others. It is really pretty. I don't think it has too many problems with stumps, as I recall, and it's gorgeous. It would be on the west side, west side of the mangoes, so you'd get shade in the morning until the sun crosses over. And then you can see branches down here. All these trees will go when you buy. These will go, and you'll put in a fence, and then you'll design your own landscaping. So just imagine this is how wide the lot is. So everything over to there is part of the lot. Heading up to the front, 7 is also very, very, very beautiful view. And remember, nobody would be beside you on that side because of the community access path that almost nobody uses, and the mango trees which are protected. So this is the front of lot 7. A little dip here that you might want some clean fill. And you can see there's a little dip there on the community access. So it might be smart to clean fill those. But lot 7 has a real prime time view also. Here's the front of lot 7. And as you can see, views all the way from way down at Cucuy to Playa Jesus. There's the rancho that's in front of lot 3, just to the left of our yard, coming past Corazon de Oro. Moving on down, you can just see Pez de Oro, but there's some nice native grasses, very, very good protection. There's a lot of what we call basura here that's been used to clean fill, and if we bought this lot, we would have this cleaned up and do a nicer clean fill. You could negotiate that this needs to be cleaned up. What they'll probably say is, that's part of your beach protection, don't be crazy, leave it there. But it definitely needs to be chopped up and distributed if that's going to be your clean fill to reinforce your beachfront. So again, that could be a negotiating point for lot 7. So this one's lot 7, looking towards the back, very beautiful. Privacy on the side because of the mango trees. Almost nobody comes through the community access, and you'd have a fence anyways. And on the other side is lot 8. Lot 8 is also pretty. We had some friends who were interested in it. I won't spend too long on it because I doubt you're going to want it, and here's why. You've lost your view of Puerto here. You can't see Puerto anymore. You can't see downtown, and you can't see much of the Punto. You can see the other way, all the way to Cucuy and Corazon de Jesus, and you can see the beach here. And just so you know, it's high tide. Usually the waves are breaking like way out. It's a long, flat beach. At low tide, this is a good 50 feet out further from here. It's a very big differential between low and high tide. So we are on we are on lot 8, and a cool point about this, or a deterrent depending who you ask, I'm going to show from further back. It has a tree in the front, which I believe is a mango tree, but I'm not positive. Paul doesn't like this. He says that's a deterrent for him. I love it. It wouldn't be a problem for me. It's a matter of personal choice. But what would be a problem for me is not having the beach view to the right. It would be crazy to take out those native grasses and things because they're your protection. And as you can see, you just can't really see the beach to the right. So I really wouldn't go any further than lot 7, which is stunning. Lot 5, which is stunning. Or lot 3 on the other side of us, which is stunning. But it does have the considerations of the rancho ahead of it and the access road driving straight towards your home. 7's a really, really nice lot though. If you're cool with only seeing the beach to one direction and, you know, having to walk out here, if you wanted to see all the way, let's see, this would be your property line right about here. So if you came out, yes, absolutely, you'd be able to see almost Puerto. It's behind the trees there. What you're really seeing is the petroleum company. So I don't know, I probably wouldn't go with this one, lot 8. Lot 7, definitely better view. Here's 7. 7, better view. You can see the fishermen, you can see Puerto, you can see all the way down. So I'm just going to continue quickly because I'm really needing hydration and needing to get out of the sun. But I know there was a couple others, you wanted to know about at the far end. So we're on 6, 7, 8. There is lot 9. I wouldn't touch it. You can't see anything. unless you really don't want to see anything. Some people like that. But right up the middle, an entire row of trees that needs to be removed. So a lot of work. You could negotiate for that. It seems a little bit narrower, although we're not sure. It has the radio tower right behind it, which we're really happy to have, but don't want it right behind our land. And you can't see much. And so we didn't consider this. So we're on 9. This is 9. At the end is lot 10, and this is the one that is zoned and set aside for if somebody wanted to put in a marina, boat launch, and boat storage. It would be a small business. It would have to abide by community guidelines, which is you could have no solid walls. It has to be open air design, has to allow for airflow and view for everybody, including the families behind. So it couldn't be any more than 2 stories, and it would have to be approved by the government as a legitimate marina boat storage business. But it would be a cool business to have. If I weren't so tired and ready to be retired, I'd start one, but probably not. Just more than we can handle, but this is big. So this is targeted as a little marina front. There is sort of a pseudo faux boat ramp here. I'll show you where it is. And this could be turned into an actual boat ramp. By the way, nobody uses this as a boat ramp. As you can see, it wouldn't be very navigable. But here's where a boat ramp could be put down. I've not seen any fishermen take a boat up or down any of these beaches. They keep their boats on the beach, and they fish from up there at Pez de Oro. Some fishermen do fish along the water here, but just individual fishermen. People don't launch their boats from here. But this would be targeted if you guys really sincerely wanted to create a business. This could be a business if it's a marina slash boat storage slash boat launch. Small boats, not big ships. You can't bring big boats in here. You can bring big boats into the port, but not in here because it's shallow here. So this is 10. So I think the best considerations for you guys, I think 5 would be my favorite for you. That would be right next to us. I also think 7 would be stunning. While it wouldn't be next to us, it would give you the beautiful shade of the mangoes on the other side and a buffer zone because of the public access path that almost nobody uses. So that would be a good consideration. What I probably would not touch is this one, which is 9, because it just needs too damn much work and it doesn't really have any kind of view. Can't really see the water that much even at low tide. It would be crazy to take out those grasses because they protect the beach. 8 would be cute, if you don't mind. The tree at the front. And remember, you couldn't take that out with government permission. I wouldn't take it out. I think it's lovely. I would love to have that on my land, but we really liked 4 the best. We just did. It was the one they had showcased, and it was the one I had dreamed about for over a year before we found it. The other thing about this lot, again, remember, is it has a lot of stumps that need to be removed. So coming back, we think a really good one would be, this is 8 with the tree, 7, and you could negotiate a little bit maybe, because it kind of drops off, but it's a really nice lot, really, really nice lot. Those are cangrejo holes. We got crabs. We had one in our shower last night. So this is the back of 7. Beautiful. Good choice. Going back through one last time. Community area for all of us. They say eventually they're going to put some little platform here, you know, like a boardwalk patio deck with hammocks. This is for the core zone to Oro community. This is private. Doesn't mean public people wouldn't use it. We do see public people under here. I would never tell them they don't have the right to sit here and picnic. Some of these families, their ancestors and them have lived here all their lives. So these are the gorgeous Sacred Mother mangoes. This is protected, which means this lot, 5, is primetime real estate and has room to negotiate because they have not cared for or maintained the palm, so it needs work. You could ding them for that. And you could ding them for, is this a stump I missed? Can't tell. Yep, you could ding them for, there's a stump here that would need removal. And these are big. These stumps need removal. So negotiating room on 5, this is 5, which we think is the best bet for you guys. You'd be our neighbors, you'd have the views, and you would not have the access road driving straight to your house, and you'd have public protected area on the other side. Not public, community park, protected area, and then the public access. So really no house to the right of you, except in the back. This back half, somebody would live eventually. Who knows how long. We'd be right there. And then the last would be that lot 3, which is very, very pretty and ready to build. Doesn't have much that needs to be removed, but you'd have to be okay with the rancho being in front. That beach access would become yours, because remember, once you fence it off, people aren't going to be cutting through there. And you could easily solve, any issues with light coming in. Like when I drive in, I turn my car to just parking lights. Here's the back of our lot. We think we got the creme de la creme. We love our little growing circa fence. A friend of ours has video of me up on a ladder putting this sign up back in the end of March, right after we completed our contract. One last view at 3, which is also a really, really beautiful lot with beautiful views. Either 3 or 5 or 7 great lots for you, all with some room to negotiate. This is access here. This is access road there. And here's the entry access road. So that's it. Ciao for now. I'm going to get going. And I hope that you guys have enjoyed this little teaser video. We'd love to have you as neighbors, either here or there, or down on the other side of the mango trees where I spend a lot of time. Ciao for now from Panama.